guided meditation, the real you. So here we are in the forest, just above the Breitenbush River. The air is crisp, and the sound of the river calms us. Now find yourself seated comfortably while you view this video. This guided meditation is your invitation to awareness, and it is also an opportunity to begin to discover the true nature of reality and of self. You now have an invitation to turn your attention inward. Start by becoming aware of your breathing. Breathing is natural. It happens in the present moment. It happens all on its own. Observe your breathing. You may notice that each breath has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It flows naturally. Notice the sensations in your chest and abdomen, the rising and the falling. During this exercise, you will maintain awareness of your breath. You will also give bare attention to my words. Do not focus on them. Just let them flow over you. And then during this exercise, I will reveal an important secret, a life-changing secret that has the potential to transform your existence. Observing the breath now, rising and falling. As you sit, you may notice some sensations arising. Perhaps a sense of pressure on your thighs or buttocks, or sensations of warmth or coolness. Simply acknowledge these sensations and let them go, and return to the breath, rising and falling. Perhaps you become aware of some tension in your shoulders. Observe that tension. Then, as you exhale, let your shoulders relax. And with each breath, you find yourself becoming more and more relaxed, rising and falling. So here we have a body that sits. We also have a mind which is capable of knowing that there is a body that sits here. Somebody sits here. What is this awareness which notices itself? Continue with your awareness of your breath. Don't attempt to control it. Just observe. Pay attention to the rising and falling of your chest and stomach. And simply let the body breathe itself. As the body notes breathe in, you may simply note rising. As the body breathes out, simply note falling. So there's a constant stream of rising and falling. Rising and falling. Now, of course, the mind wanders. Thoughts arise. Each time you discover the mind wandering, you can mentally acknowledge these thoughts by saying yes to them. And then gently return your attention to the breath. So see if you can notice, precisely as you can, the beginning of the next breath. Rising and falling. The mind has a mind of its own. It is deeply preconditioned to wander, to plan, to sort things out. So again, when you notice the mind wandering, simply note yes, and return to the breathing, rising and falling. Noticing that there's a body that sits here. It sits here and it breathes, and the mind wanders. Come home to yourself. Come home to the breathing. Using the breath, you have a guide, a home base, and you have an opportunity for insight with each rising and falling. Rising and falling. Even sounds are not a distraction as you practice. When sound vibrations strike the eardrum, hearing consciousness arises spontaneously. It also passes away. You may simply note hearing and return to the breath. Return to the rising and the falling. So now, attending to yourself with compassion and sensitivity as all aspects of the human form and mind reveal themselves. Rising and falling. I said at the beginning that I would tell you a secret. You have now begun to see that thoughts arise spontaneously. You may also notice, if you don't cling to them, they also pass away. Feelings arise, and then they pass. And yet, you remain. What is this awareness? All your life, you have believed that your feelings are you. You believed that your thoughts and emotions were who you are. Yet, just now, you see that all of these things are like mental objects. They arise spontaneously, and they pass away, like bubbles in the bubble bath, or drops of rain falling from the sky, and you remain. So now, perhaps for the first time, you are beginning to see. Perhaps for the first time, you are beginning to see your true self. This is the great secret. The secret of the not-self. It is something we discover through a regular practice of meditation. Thoughts are not who you are. Feelings are not you. Emotions are not your true self. You are awareness. Rising and falling. Rising and falling. And now, notice your intention to expand your awareness to your surroundings. Notice where you are in your chair, or your bed, or wherever you're watching this. Notice the position of that chair in the room. Notice the room's location in the building. Notice the building's location in your town. The real you knows all of this. The real you is already there, rising and falling. As you continue to practice meditation on a daily basis, you will become more and more aware of this true self, of the real you. You will become more and more conscious of the fact that the thoughts, feelings, and emotions you thought were you are not self. And this is an awareness that you can carry forward into your day. So now it's time to become aware of the reality in your immediate present. You might wish to stretch and relax and enjoy the end of the video. This is your day. This is your time. The past exists only in memories. The future only in imagination. The only thing that exists is the real you, and right now.